Your way.
Thanks, Travel Captain. My name is Vincent.
Home, actually. It's a mobile house of content creation. Your way, it's your boy Struggle Captain, your one and only small boy in the JA6 500 horsepower, the FAW. Today I bring to you a special guest who is my controller. When you hear Struggle Captain saying I'm going to load, I'm going to offload, it begins with him. We are talking about a fleet manager, we are talking about a fleet supervisor, we are talking about a fleet controller who is going to be our guest. Yes, of course, it is what it is, and we are going to be talking about logistics. So my brother, welcome here, and I love your effort of making up to me. It's a special moment for me to cherish, whereby in future I'll be having memories. Or at this certain time I wait for this company, I had my controller, I had to ask him such personal and difficult questions. Welcome, and please introduce yourself to the people.
Thanks, Travel Captain. My name is Vincent. I'm a fleet controller at West Africa Carriers. Thanks for inviting me also into your theater. I see the setup is outstanding.
Yeah, the home of content, the mobile home, actually. It's a mobile house of content creation, none other than a truck driver. So how old are you, to be precise, and how long have you been doing this logistics?
I'm 31 years old. I've turned 31 last month on the 6th. So I've been doing this for 2 years now. My first, like when I moved from aviation to transportation industry, I came to West Africa. Started 2022 on the 1st of September.
To be precise, why did you run away from aviation to the logistics?
Well, aviation is good, traveling is good. Challenge, every job has a challenge, but I felt that it was not that right moment for me to be there.
So I have a lot of followers who are very young, and precisely they would like to be they are always inspired to be a truck driver. And I'm not here to say all of you guys be a truck driver, be in the mainstream or be in the same stream that I am right now, but I'm saying also be the fleet controller, be the fleet manager, be the fleet supervisor. What are the qualifications that one should have so that he can be in a position to send a driver to and fro?
Well, you can do a certificate in supply chain and logistics under Exprience Academy, or you can do a degree in BCom transportation via distance learning with UNISA, which I would say it's most suitable if you are working, or maybe if you are lazy to go to varsity straight, you can do it from home.
Okay, how long does it take for one to be qualified?
Well, for Exprience Academy, it's a 1-year course. And you can still do it via distance. It's a good thing also. For BCom degrees takes 3 full years to complete.
Okay. What will you advise, because some they don't even evaluate going to school to further the studies right now, because it's always this thing of getting the certificate, then you have to sit on top of it. How did you manage to occupy this position at this company?
Well, some companies they offer learnerships, and some companies they don't, but you can still, as a person, approach a company, ask to see the manager or whoever's in charge. Then that's if, like, for example, let's say you want to become a truck driver, you can still go, like I'm gonna make an example with Mainline. Okay. I'm not sure if the company still exists, the one from that side of Sasobek.
Yeah,
they were offering learnerships for good footing drivers with or without experience. First you start under their workshop, they teach you everything, then from there they give you someone to drive with on the road.
To be precise with information, Mainline is no longer existing. It was sold and handed over to Bakers, and Bakers is still running. So now Mainline is under Bakers. So my brother, how did you struggle in the form of getting into the industry, or you never had a challenge to say you got the job as a fleet controller?
Well, when I first started, I remember my very first day when I started here.
Yeah.
It was on a Friday. I'm lying. It was on a Wednesday.
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, everyone left the office. I was alone from morning until knock off time.
Okay.
That time I've got only training for 2 days. Then they left me alone.
You had to handle the trucks.
It was not easy. I'm not used to drivers. I'm not used to anyone. So everything was a bit challenging to me, but I kept on talking to my manager over the phone. But I did manage to put it through that day. And trust me, when I got home,
Yeah.
I nearly cried. Because it was not easy that day.
Talking about that, you have to cooperate with the driver. How do you coordinate with the driver's behavior? Some you find them harsh, some you find them difficult, some they are not difficult, but the state of where they are, that's what makes them to be what they are, who they will be at that current location. How do you cooperate? How do you coordinate with the driver?
At first, before saying something to someone, you have to put yourself in that person's shoes.
Okay.
Think of a person before you say something harsh or something, or giving an instruction. Because some drivers, you can talk to them, they will just reply, okay, it's fine. Or some will just say, smile and say, sharp. Then there are those difficult drivers that you can't handle. So my strategy is simple. I just smile. Even if you decide to shout at me, I just keep quiet and listen to you. And once you are done, I ask you, are you done? Yes, I'm done. Then I just keep quiet. But at some point, they come back to me again. It's like, no, man, that time I was not in a good state. That's why I ended up being harsh to you. I'm like,
it's like
at the end of the day, just because I'm a controller and you are the driver doesn't mean that I'm above you.
Okay.
Because you are on the road and you are there because of me. I am here because of you. It's 50-50. We need each other to accomplish a lot.
Without forgetting much of you guys, let me jump straight into this question, which you're always wondering in the comment section, that you always, maybe some of you have already asked. Have you been involved in recruitment sector of drivers?
Yes.
Okay. My followers would like to know, what are the qualifications, or basically talking about me, you already found me here. I was already recruited already. You find me, you wouldn't have known how it went down. But talking about recruiting a driver, what does it take? How do you look into a driver? Let's say a driver is wherever he is, he sent you through his CV. How do you select?
Some drivers, they send CVs with experience. There are those who have more than 10 years experience, more than 3 years experience. We just go through it, we check, okay, where has he worked before, we check their references, they confirm, then we just put the CV aside. There are those who send the CV without any experience. The ones without experience. There's one driver that we recruited without any experience, but now he's a qualified driver. He's doing also cross-border. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know.
Yes. That guy, when he came here, he brought the CV, he had no experience at all. Exactly. But we took him. We gave him a driver trainer. Now he's qualified. He's going overseas.
In that state of recruiting somebody without experience, how do you evaluate, or what do you look into, say, okay, let's give him a try, let's give him a chance?
If you don't have an experience, they're going to tell you, okay, you're going to start at workshop site.
Okay. So
that you can learn everything. How to change the tire, how to check the fuel, how to change the oil, water, and everything.
Okay.
So most people, when they have been told that you have to start under workshop, they have that mentality of, no, my aim is just to drive a truck. I don't want to hear anything about workshop whatsoever. Okay. But forgetting that when you are stuck along the road, it is then you have to apply that mindset that you got from the workshop.
Okay. So how will you advise a boy who is doing matric right now? Will you advise to say you can drop out and do the trucking as a full-time job, or you can do as it a full-time hustle? How do you advise a matriculant right now who is already suffering or suffocating from making it to make a pass?
Most people, they have that mentality of, I want to become a truck driver because of money. We all want money, we all need money. But then one thing for sure that you have to look onto is do something that's going to benefit you at the end of the day.
Okay.
Don't just do something because you need money, because now, first, companies are different. There are companies with strict rules. Okay. So you're going to end up not enjoying your work because your mentality is just to make money. But forgetting that, you still have to make it fun. You have to enjoy. Like you created a theater inside your truck. Okay. It's something that you do on a daily basis. Yes. You enjoy doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
So my advice is simple. Just do what you love and make sure that it's just going to benefit you at the end of the day.
So there is no a simple answer to say whether you should drop out or you should continue.
No, I wouldn't say drop out or continue, but
why will you be afraid to have a straight answer like that?
Let's look at the risk of becoming a truck driver. Number one.
Okay.
We're not specifying about the accident, but let's look at the hijacking that are happening across now.
Okay.
It's a risk because those guys, they know everything, they know every movement. So it's a risk to tell someone, no man, don't do this, do that. Like for myself, when I finished my matric, I told my parents, you know what, don't decide for me what I should do, because I'm gonna end up not enjoying what you guys want me to do. There's one person that I went to high school with. Then his parents wanted him to become a nurse, but it was not his career. He wanted something else. But he ended up doing something that his parents were asking him to do. He's a qualified nurse now, but he's still pushing what he wants to do on the other side. So once he's qualified, he's done, he's leaving the nursing industry.
This is all from my controller, and let's gather some information when it comes to personal issues with me. Let's come to say how do you evaluate my working behavior, attitude, cooperation, in terms of everything. Basically, how when somebody asks you about struggle captain, how do you work with him? What are your words and what would you say?
Okay, let's start with when it comes to work issues.
Okay.
Like, I've never had a problem with you.
Okay.
Since day one until today.
Okay. Make sure we are not pleasing anyone who is going to be behind the camera.
The only thing that I know I'm struggling with you, as your name, Struggle Captain, is you are never on your phone when I need you. Most of the time, you are never on your phone.
Okay, so I'm lacking coordination with the time response.
Yeah, you and your phone. I don't know whether who hates who, but you and your phone, you are not friends.
Okay, what else could you say?
Number two is what I like about you is that you don't have that thing of holding a grudge.
Okay.
Even if you made a mistake and someone starts yelling at you, not basically saying I'm yelling at you, but when someone starts talking to you, you just say no, I'm sorry, and you keep your cool. And whenever something doesn't sit right with you, you come back. You know what? I didn't like 1, 2, 3 because of 1, 2, 3. That's one thing that I like about you.
When it comes to time of long distance and short distance, why will a list of trucks would they be involved struggle captain, while his struggle captain is one of the list of the young ones? What do you look into when you are sending out the trucks to say let's take it Johannesburg to Cape Town, Johannesburg to PE? What are your criteria? How do you choose trucks? Do you look into the driver or do you look into a truck? Both.
Because at first, when it comes to the truck, we're looking at the loading capacity of the trailers.
Okay.
We are looking at the remember now, most of the trucking like companies, diesel consumption is number 2, the most important thing.
Okay.
How are you saving your fuel? Driver behavior, most important.
Okay.
And how are you pushing? You know, we can drive from here to Joburg. Someone is gonna stop at Volmaranstad. They buy water. Another one is gonna pass. When they get to Klerksdorp, he's stopping, he's buying something else. That one is already in front. When they get to Poch, he's stopping. You know, it's like stop and go.
Yeah.
I'm not saying one should not stop or one should stop. But then remember one thing. If you arrive on time at the loading or offloading point, you have a high chance of getting another load in time.
That's true.
Because you'll be in front in the queue. Another one is number 7, but you left the same place together.
So how do you justify when somebody elder than struggle captain approaches you and say, how dare you choose a young boy to go such far, a place like Cape Town, George? We all know that those places, they are dangerous and mountainous, leaving the elder one. How do you answer such?
Well, at first it depends on where was struggle captain that time and where was the other one. If you are 10 kilos from a loading point, the other one is 60 kilos from a loading point, there's no way that I can take the person who's far rather than leaving the one who's nearby. Because you who's nearby, you have a chance of loading same time, then departing. Rather than waiting for that one who's still on the road. It's gonna arrive here around after 2 or 3 hours. Then in that 3 hours, you are loaded, you're already somewhere.